If I could have somebody close those back doors too, so that we can kind of get rolling. It's good to see you guys out here this morning. We are going to be launching this new application for church communication and for action on the inside for all of us as people who are part of Sovereign Grace Chapel to connect in further, to get to volunteer, to be in the know as to what's going on. It's going to be sort of like a central hub for everybody here in the church to know what's going on. So this is going to be a really great place for you to get to know all of what's happening, and it's going to be, I think, a really good tool for us moving forward. So Jesse is going to do a bit of a demonstration and also kind of like show us how to get everything set up and everything working on the app. So we wanted to use this time to kind of give everybody like the opportunity to kind of see how this is going to work, what kinds of things it will do, and then we want to kind of help everybody get it up and running on the app. So I will turn it over to Jesse here, and we'll start rolling.
Morning, everyone. All right, so I had kind of a dummy phone set up for this, but it doesn't accept Androids, so this is going to be on my phone, so bear with me because I'm going to have to kind of start fresh on my phone with the app. But the plan is I wanted to make sure that we kind of do this together, so if you want to grab your phones, we're going to kind of I'm going to do it with you. But this is going to be recorded. We're going to do kind of a step-by-step guide with this at some point, probably this week or next. So this is going to be recorded. We'll send you some how-tos, so if something's not working today, that's fine. Or if you've got friends, family at home that weren't able to make it, they'll be able to see all of this information. So, all right, I'm going to plug my phone in. We're just going to walk through this together. So you're going to want to go to your Play Store, your App Store, right, to download apps. Let's see if I can get this on. All right, so you can go to your App Store, Play Store. You're going to search Church Center. And it's going to be this app right here with that little kind of church icon on the left side there. So Church Center app, and you'll want to download that. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Wi-Fi is probably going to crash. Everybody's downloading at the same time. So Church Center app is what you're going to want to look for. You'll want to download that. I'll give that a minute or two, and then I'll kind of start walking through the process with you guys. As a side note, I'm going to be showing you as well right after that there is a web browse as well for this. So there's a desktop version for this at home on the computer that'll do just about all of this as well. So you'll be able to access both. If maybe apps aren't your thing, that's completely okay. So it should be Church Center app in the App Store. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. So once you've downloaded the app, it'll have this connects you with your life and your church. Get started. I'm going to click on that. And then continue. Now, this is probably best while just using the app. So you can leave that up to your preference on notifications or location. But I usually select allow while just using the app. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to take kind of your current location, and it's going to see which church you want to be a part of. And this is all kind of churches within probably a 5, 10, 15-mile radius. So we're going to obviously click on Sovereign Grace Chapel on the top left there. And then I'm going to log in. So even if you're not currently on the app, that's okay. Even if you're, that's completely fine. So you're going to type your phone number in. All right, so I'm going to type in my number. I'm going to hit next, or you can use your email, and then it's just going to give you kind of an authentication code. I'm going too fast, let me know. All right, again, this is recorded. We'll have this for you guys, so no problem. I'm going to hit next, and then I can log in. So if you don't have an account, it's just going to ask your name, email, phone number, etc. And I'm going to log in, and it's going to take me to the app. Okay? So what I'm going to run through is just about every page, every feature that this app is offering. Yeah? So it should text it to you. So go to your text messages. It should text you that 6-digit code. And then you'll just input that. All right. So again, I want to reiterate, we're going to have a step-by-step process. But this is basically all things that we do here at SGC put into one system. I'm very excited about that. Communication is key. And so just about everything, events, functions, work groups that you're in, or ministry teams. So if whether you're in the nursery or on the safety team, you're going to want this. This is going to show everything we do. It's going to have your weekly newsletter, and I'll kind of get started on that. So home screen, right, as soon as you log in, this is just kind of a snapshot. It has the church's information, and then there is a weekly newsletter, right, on that front side underneath the Sovereign Grace Chapel text. So what we've done is when you get the weekly email newsletter, when you get that bulletin, right, in hand, and now on the app, all of that information from all three is centralized. So you'll see the same information from the bulletin, from the newsletter, and in your app each week for all of our updates and news. All right, so this will just kind of give exactly what's in the newsletter you get out each week, and it'll show what's in that bulletin that you get each week when you come into church, right, as a snapshot of information. So then we have these buttons here. There's events, there's studies, ministry, giving, sermons, and streaming. So I'm going to start kind of top left, events. So all events now happening at SGC will be here. You'll be able to click. We've got about 3-4 months out. So if I want to register for the father-daughter dance, I'll be able to click on that. I'll be able to register. How many people are coming. It'll ask questions if I want to help set up, tear down. It'll also ask questions on, I'll have to go through some of that, and I won't right now, but it'll also ask questions on any dietary restrictions, things like that, so we can be accommodating to everybody. All right. So that's just events. Everything will be there listed. We'll have studies. So this is going to be really all week-to-week functions. Including Sunday school, including Wednesday nights, Thursday nights. So this shows, if I go to studies under find a group there, right? So SGC Institute, this will list all of the Sunday schools that'll be coming up for this first quarter of the year. It's just the Grit for Glory study. So I can go in there, and I can view this group, or I can join this group. And so once I'm in the group, all communication is going to be able to happen inside the app. So if someone is teaching and they want to upload a PDF for you or a worksheet, if there's homework for the group, if there's anything needed, there will also be a group chat for that specific study or a Bible study or a group. So if you have to cancel it, we can cancel it via messages. Or if there is a change of time or a change of classroom, you'll be notified. So all studies, again, starting with next quarter in April, we're going to be trying to run 2-3 studies per Sunday school. They will all be listed there, and you can join within each one that you are looking to sign up for. Children's Sunday School as well has a group so that if your child is in a specific age group, so if you have children in 5 to 8, you'll be able to join this group, right? And so that way, if the Sunday school teacher wants to give you information on what we're going to be teaching or who's teaching or any processes of signing up, things like that. And it'll also, again, have its own chat feature. So if for some reason class had to be canceled or if there's a concern, we'll be able to show you that, and you'll be notified immediately. All right. Same, all of these classes. So that's Sunday school, and then midweek programs. So catechism, young theologians. So Wednesday night programming, so to speak, will also be there. So if your kids are in catechism, the instructor can tell you what we're studying next week or what we'll be practicing, or if we're uploading songs, those songs can be uploaded there. So all of that communication's there. And then just weekly Bible studies, Friday night, men's study, Thursday night, women's study. So all of the communication, again, you can join that group, and then all of that information is there between the group leader and those attending inside the group. All right. I'm going pretty fast, sorry. Okay, so that's going to be studies. And then we have ministry teams. So we've kind of compiled a list of all of the kind of serving groups or volunteer groups that we have at SGC here. And majority of these are going to be what we're going to be talking about. Josh is going to come up and talk about that at the end. But we are having our ministry fair today. So if we have a ministry team that is in need, you'll be able to talk to those people in the ref room after this, before service, and they'll kind of tell you a little bit about what that team does, what the needs are for that team, how many people maybe we need to help kind of staff that comfortably for volunteers to be on a rotation. And then you can sign up. So you can either sign up at the fair, or you can go in and fill out this survey. And then this will be delegated to that team lead. So if you're interested in a couple of groups, it'll just have a survey of which ones you're interested in. If you've spoken to that team leader, do you have kind of a good understanding of what that might entail? And if not, that's okay. We'll explain that to you. And then how you'd like us to contact you about your filling out the form. All right. And then we have giving. This is pretty straightforward. So Breeze is going to be kind of on its way out. We just didn't feel that Breeze was kind of up to par. It had kind of taken over new ownership, and it just wasn't really functioning very well for us, as I'm sure many of you can attest to that. So this is where we'll be transitioning to. So if you give electronically, if you give online, you can do this right. It's extremely user-friendly, right? So I can go in, I can type in an amount that I want to give, I can hit next, and it's just sent electronically. I set up my bank account, no problem. Or I can set up recurring payments, very user-friendly. I can change that recurring, I can change the frequency, and that's it. So we'll have kind of a phase-out period for Breeze, so it gives you time, no stress. You don't have to fix this today, and we'll give you plenty of advance on that, again, if you're giving electronically. And then we have sermons and streaming. Very excited about this, so if you'd like to kind of access last week's sermon or however many, you can click on sermons, and it'll take you right to sermon audio for Sovereign Grace, and you can scroll through all of the sermons, starting with the most recent. So, if you missed this Sunday, then you can access that as soon as it's uploaded. And then streaming, so now you'll be able to, we broadcast live on YouTube, so if you are sick, you're at home, you can literally just go into the app, hit streaming, and it takes you right to the live feed for Sovereign Grace Chapel, and you can start watching the service from home. That is the home page. Okay, and now I'm going to kind of just work through each page or each tab. So I'll start with the very bottom there. It says home, it says events, studies. So again, we went through most of this, but events, right, you can click on that, sign up for the event, studies, and giving. And then we get to this more tab, and there's a lot more. So calendar is going to be one. So the entire calendar for everything that we have plugged in for SGC Current will be at your fingertips. So if you're not sure on a date for an event, you're not sure a time slot, if people are maybe renting out the church for an event, it'll block that out, or it'll show you the facilities being rented, what time food fellowships are, Bible studies throughout the week, throughout the next month. You can kind of scroll through and see that, and it'll go out pretty much as far as you want to go out. Directory, this one is a little sensitive, which I'm very glad for. So you'll notice there's only like 4 of us on the directory right now. So what this is once you are on the app, we have to invite you, and this is kind of a standard feature. What they don't want is people just, we want to protect our own privacy, and so this, we have to invite you to the directory, and then when we do that, it'll allow for you to determine what information you want put on the directory. If you just want your name, you can do that. If you just want your phone number, you can do that. Email, you can give as much information or as little information, but this will at least kind of provide a face to a name and contact information if you're looking to find someone within the church. So, and we'll be doing that this week. Next week, as you're kind of getting on the app, we'll be able to help out. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing on the directory as well, you'll have the opportunity to put a photograph on there, and the directory is going to be very important because one of the things that's very difficult, I know even as a pastor, is like sometimes it's a hard thing to put a face to a name, okay? And that's part of what this directory is for. So I know it just seems like maybe like a small side thing to have a directory, but there's a couple, it really, really does help us as members to stay connected with one another and even to know who, what the names are of the people that are around you, okay? So there's a couple of things that I just wanted to point out. When you do get on the directory, you'll have an opportunity to upload a profile photo. Make sure, hear me out, make sure that profile photo is just a photo of your face, okay? So that we can put a face to a name. The whole thing is to put a face to a name. I do not want to see your dog. I do not want to see your Corvette. Listen, I'm sure that your dog is amazing, but I do not want to see him when I look up your profile, okay? So if you all could help us by not putting like multiple people in your family on the same profile image, and if you could just not put dogs and cats and cars. Deal? Okay, good.
As a side note to that, we actually, there is a household feature, so you can go ahead and put your children in there. Again, the information that you want provided is what you want provided. So if it's just a name or none, that's completely acceptable. But in light of what Josh was saying with the photos, you can actually have a household photo. So if you have yourself, your spouse, your kids, everybody's got their pictures, you can also have a household, so you can see that, but I'll show that as well. All right, so directory, now we've got the weekly newsletter. Again, that is just each week. We'll be updating that. It's the same information that goes into that weekly email, and again, the same information in the bulletin. And then we've got check it or ministry teams. So again, that takes you to that same page of the teams. And if you're interested, kind of just finding out, you can do that or sign up, or just sign up to request information, and the team lead from there will help you out. This feature is not in full development. I am working through this currently. I'm hoping to have this very soon, but there is the check-in feature. So we're going to be kind of organizing in the Sunday school rooms, where you will have a little bit more of a structure of signing your children in, signing your children out, primarily for the Sunday school, so 0 to 4, and then the 5 to 8-year-olds. So we'll have kind of a tablet set up for the team leads, and then it'll have a printer, so that way it'll have kind of a sticker, the child, right, and then who their parents are, or who's accessed or authorized to pick that child up, or maybe who's not. Maybe allergies will be listed there as well for the kids, and then it'll have kind of pickup time, drop-off time, et cetera, just to be more safe for the kids and have kind of a better process for each classroom. But that'll be built out, and we'll have some information on that. That's not quite ready yet, but it will be. And then bookstore. So this just kind of shows you a how-to on the bookstore if you'd like to make a purchase. We've kind of put like a 5-6 step process here. It's extremely easy and user-friendly, and I can actually show you that now. So if I just wanted to buy a book, right, I'm going to check the back of the book. It's $8. I can hit next. And the allocation, I'm just going to go to fund, and I'm going to select that this is for the bookstore specifically. If you're signing for an event, you would select the event registration specifically, so I'll just click on it's for the bookstore. I can put my payment information in and purchase, done. Book is paid for, okay? Next we have, again, this is all information that we've pretty much gone through, then I'll kind of go through the profile side of things, but you can hit sermons again. That takes you right to sermon audio. You can go to streaming. That takes you right to the YouTube page. That's live. We do have our SGC statement of belief that is also listed on the website and out in the long hallway, just our beliefs here as a church at Sovereign Grace. And then we have your profile. So there's a few things here. So you can go into my profile and settings, and then you can do different things. Now, a lot of you, directory profile, it'll probably say that you do not have access, and that's because, again, you have to be invited, so that way you can set up what information. So you can see on mine if, what I do want to include, what I don't want to include, whether I want to include my address, my birth date, things like that. You do not have to, but it's there. And then, as I said as well, there is the Bell household, so I can go on there. I can select a photo of a family photo so that you can kind of identify, oh, yeah, that's so-and-so's sibling or mom or what have you. And then, let me see, directory, profile, payment method. So again, you can switch whatever methods you prefer for payments, for giving. And then that's going to be about it on this side. You can work with your notifications, chat conversations, what notifications you want on, what you want turned off. Then this will kind of start getting into the services app, which I'm going to explain in a second, but this will also show your schedule, so where it says schedule there. This is also going to show, so when you are inside of a ministry team, right, we use a secondary app, and so that's for scheduling. So if you're in the nursery and you're scheduled every 6th week, right, this will show you your schedule for the next really 2, 3, 4 months of what you've signed up for, when that will be. So if you're like some of us and you're on multiple ministry teams, maybe you're greeting and you're on the security team and you're in the nursery, this kind of keeps life a little organized for you and shows you what you've signed up for and at what times. And that's going to be just about it, guys, as far as the app is kind of an overview. We got quite a bit of time, so before I get into the secondary app, do you guys have some questions I can try to answer or field or anything like that? Yeah, Amy. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, this is live now, so if you want to go through and kind of remove your giving on Breeze and start on here, you can start this right now. Yeah, it's live. It's good to go. Yeah, Ken. Good question. Not just yet. We're going to plan for within the next week to 2 weeks. So how you're currently functioning, keep functioning. As far as scheduling, we have the next 1 to 2 weeks, I'm going to be meeting with all of the ministry team leads. So the leaders of security team or safety team, leaders of, and I'm going to get them set up on the work side of this, and then they'll be inviting you. So there's a secondary app for serving. Okay, so this is just information. There's a secondary app services that the same company builds out, and that's for volunteerism. So there's nothing you need to do right now yet. But if you're serving on a team within the next couple of weeks, you will be using that secondary app to access your schedule and to be communicating. What's that? Yep, those are being built out in here as well. Yep, yeah, they'll have their own chat, so to speak. Yeah, their own section for communication. Yep, those are being built out. Good question. Matt. So you'll have to go into Breeze and cancel out any giving, and I can be of help to that. I know Breeze is the most user-friendly, so if you're having a hard time even just finding how to change or cancel, I can help you with that through the administrative role on Breeze. I can go in and reduce that. But as of now, Breeze will just keep functioning how you currently have it. It'll keep going. You'll have to cancel that out. So if you just start on here, you would be double giving. So just make sure that you've canceled Breeze out before you start on here. Good question. Yeah, Karen. Yeah. Yes, I have it set out for 2 days before, so you should be getting notification. Once we've gone and we have all of our volunteers in there, you'll be receiving a notification on Fridays as to remind you that, hey, this Sunday, don't forget, you signed up for nursery, and we're asking that you be there at 9:15. So you will get notifications. Yeah, Rodney. Yeah, that you'll get plenty of notice. It's going to kind of run probably at least another month or two, just to kind of let everything fizzle out. And then if there's any concern, if there's maybe some kind of stragglers at the end, I'll be reaching out and just kind of making sure they're taken care of. But it's not in the near future. We're going to let it kind of just more fade out naturally. And then once we are ready to kind of pull the plug on Breeze, we'll let you guys know. But for functionality purposes, as of now, Breeze is no longer needed or being used. Yes. Yes. Let me see. Yes, I need to search that. You can. You can. I just have to. I'll have to get back to you on that. You can. Yeah, there is a text number to just hit text and give. That's a feature. Yeah, this will be a different number. That'll go right. The one you're using will go to Breeze. Yeah, we do have a number set up that you can text to give. I will have that information. That is set up. I just don't have that number, but it is set up. Thank you. Yeah. Hey. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, so as far as the advantage, I think it's more of just a convenience feature. Josh, you want to talk about that? But I think it's more just a convenience feature, and that's really it. Or, yeah, I would say convenience, because if you're at the bookstore, it's a simple just click a button and pay. If it's, a special giving, it's just kind of a click a button and pay. The only negative to it is that there is a processing fee. You can elect to. So you can elect to cover that processing fee, and it'll tell you what that is because it's ACH or because it's through a bank. So if I'm paying $8 for a book, there's that option where it says cover 0.48 processing fee. So either you elect to volunteer to pay for that, or the church would cover that processing fee. I don't know, Josh, you want to talk about that? But it really is just more of a convenience option. But it's not meant to replace, cash or check or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, so just as framing this, I mean, we still have, we collect offering here on Sunday mornings, and you can still give by check. I mean, listen, you can give however you would like to give. If you want to give gold, you want to give silver, throw some precious rubies in there, feel free, stock, whatever. We will help facilitate that. I think what this is just, it's another option. And I know that there's a lot of people who, in order to intentionally give and in order to regularly give, they do so by automatic payments that are coming out. Now, it's obviously like that's part of what we're obviously. It's important for us to give consistently, to give cheerfully, and I think that that's kind of one of the ways that we're sort of enabling people to be able to do that. So it's not the only way, but I know for a number of people it is a preferred way. So.
One thing I did want to point out, we can keep the questions, but I wanted to point out, so on the top right there's my profile picture, or to access my profile, but there's also the chat. And so any groups that you're in, right, any teams that you're in, so if you're in a Bible study, right, it'll be under that section of groups, or you can just hit all. If you're in a ministry team, right, each group is going to have a group chat inside the app. So, one question I've gotten for some of these larger ministry teams, so let's say nursery, right, we're going to be looking for quite a few volunteers for the nursery to kind of help share in that endeavor. So if I am, scheduled to serve in the nursery and I wake up with the flu, right, I can, instead of trying to find the team leader, trying to see if they can find someone or if they can just cover, I'll be able to go in that group chat and just put a message, hey, I need coverage, and all other volunteers for that group will automatically be notified. So that way, if I need coverage, it's a simple text that morning or whenever I need it, and all volunteers in that group will simultaneously see it and be able to kind of help coverage. And so again, it's more just convenience of instant ability to communicate within the body. So yeah, Sandy. Correct. Yeah, so it'll only be capable inside of the groups that you're in. Yeah, so if you're not in a group, you probably don't see that, but you will be added into that for each group as we build that out. Yeah, so just because I've built them out, I'm in all the groups. But So I can go into safety team and say, hey, I can't make it today. Can somebody cover me? And all 16 people from the safety team will see that. And really, that's all kind of group chats. And again, that includes studies as well, right? So if I'm in, we host a Bible study on Thursday nights. If for some reason, we have to cancel, I'm not feeling well, I'll be able to go in that chat and just let everybody know comes to Thursday night Bible studies. Instead of trying to find everybody's number and text everybody, they're notified instantly. Yeah, Amy? I absolutely would allow notifications. Yes, because if somebody, yes. Yeah, you definitely want notifications turned on. Some of the more important features will be communicated, but it doesn't spam your phone by any stretch of the imagination. So it will not be, something that's constantly, pinging on your phone. Anybody else? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, good question. So you can go into My Giving. This is my live account, so you can go into My Giving, and it'll show a record of everything that you've purchased in the app, all the giving you've given, any books you've bought, any events you've registered for. So when we get started here on the church retreat, you'll be able to talk with Ms. Tiffany, and it'll, if you purchase, it'll be on the app, and it'll show how much you paid. So every transaction on the app will be visible for your history. So you should be able to even then, at year end, access, what your total giving was and things like that for taxes, all that. All right, guys. So I just wanted to switch gears. So again, there is a web feature. So if you prefer to just get on your computer, all of this is there, and I'll show you that right now. And then I'm going to hand it over to Josh for the last couple minutes. So 1 second. All right. Okay, so this is just, again, the web feature. So all it is, as you can see up here at the top, it's just sgc.churchcenter.com. So sgc.churchcenter.com. You'll go in there. If you've registered, you'll be able to log in or register on the web feature. But again, this is exactly as you see it on your app, but a little bit more accessible or visible, so to speak. So you can go on, you can register for events, you can sign up for studies, you can change your giving, and you can access all of these things. The calendar, right? It might be a little bit easier to view, especially the calendar on a web base, so you can scroll through the months, January, February, go on and on. You can sort it by the month, by list, and then by gallery for images. And then, again, everything else, directory, the newsletter will be there. You can work through your profile. I haven't logged in or used this very much currently, so it'll ask my phone number. But you can go to streaming, services, bookstore, check-in. Everything is going to be the exact same feature. So, questions, guys? sgc.churchcenter.com. Yeah, the check-in feature will be just for Sunday school. It's also a feature to be able to do if we wanted to do like an actual check-in for an event. So like the Christmas dinner, if we wanted to check people in at the door, or RefCon for like ticketed items. It's built to do that, but we're going to be primarily using it for the purpose of Sunday schools for parents to check their kids in and to check them out. And then it'll have notification. Sunday school ends at 10:30, so let's not pick up our kids at 10:50. 10:30, right? All right, more questions? Yeah. It's a good question. I believe so, but I would have to, we haven't used it live yet, but as soon as I know that I can, I'm hoping to have the children's Sunday school features with check-ins accessible within about the next 3 to 4 weeks. And so we can track that. I do believe there is a log of times and dates that you checked in or checked out. I do believe so. Yes. Yes. So you can RSVP to all of the events or to all of the groups. I haven't put that as like a required feature, but the teacher might be, if they want to, they can. But you can, let me see if I can pull that up. There is that option. And so the teacher can take attendance even for adults Sunday school, or you can just RSVP that you're coming or check in that you're there. So that is capable, and the attendance can be logged. We just haven't used that, but yeah. All right. Last questions? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. So a couple of things just to draw your attention to. So one of the things that we're going to be having right after we're done here is we're going to, for all the ministry teams, we're going to have kind of all of the options for you guys to go over there and to sign up for to be a part of one of the ministry, at least one of the ministry teams that are going on. There are some people who are involved in quite a few ministry teams, and there are some people that are not involved in anything. And I know that, like, right now, there's been kind of a question on how to get involved, and hopefully all of those questions are being answered, and everybody will have a very, very clear next step. We've got, just to give you some numbers, I think this is interesting. We've got 179 current members, okay? So the positions that are needed to fill, like the positions we kind of went through and calculated, we're going to need 3 of these people, 4 of these people on these ministry teams. We kind of went through and calculated all of that, and we need about 132 people to be involved. We've got about 132 positions. Now that's to cover it, and we actually need more than that to fully staff it, because obviously on certain times, you need to actually have more people than just exactly what's needed. So there's 132 volunteer positions that need to be filled. Currently, of those 132 positions, we have 64 of them currently filled, okay? So out of the 179 members, we have 64 positions that are being filled, okay? So we've got a tremendous opportunity. That means there's a lot of people that could get involved. There are some people right now that are in 4, 5, 6, 7 different ministry teams. And here's what I want to say. I want to say everybody needs to get involved, okay? Many hands make light work. And if we don't all get involved, then the problem is that a significant load gets transferred to just a handful of people who are very consistent and very faithful, okay? My guess is that, all 64 are probably in this room today. So there are about 70 to 80 positions that need filled, and we're going to be working, to make sure all of those ministry team leaders have all of the people that are needed in those various ministries. So just one place that I will highlight, because it's so volunteer intensive, is with the nursery. Okay, so one of the things that we need is that we need about 35 total women to serve and to help in the ministry. Now, what that's going to mean is that if we have 35, I know that sounds like a lot, it is, okay? But the good thing is if we have that amount of people, then what the good thing is that we're kind of coordinating it through the app and with the ministry team leader, and we will be able to be on a rotation of being able to serve 1 hour every 8 weeks, okay? If we have 35 people, then that is essentially, we've kind of worked through some of the numbers. That's essentially, the commitment that it's going to take. So does that make sense? Like what we really want to do is we want to staff all of these volunteer positions, and we want to make sure that every person has a job, has a role, and that all of our members are getting to work, okay? Because there's a lot of church chores that need to be done, right? There's a lot of things around here. There's a lot of, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity for getting involved in different ministries. I mean, we have, even like the greeting ministry. I mean, it's a great opportunity to say hi to people as they're coming in and getting to know people. I mean, there's quite a few different ministries. I think. Do you remember how many we have? Just ballpark. It's like 10 or 11. And so we've over in the Reformation room, we've got some. Well, actually, Jesse's going to kind of walk it. I'll have Jesse walk us through everything. And I also want to say, special thanks to Jesse because he's been putting in a ton of work. Yeah, that's right. Round of applause for this man right here. He has been killing it. And we've got a lot of things that are happening, and what this app is going to be able to do. And the volunteer app as well that comes alongside of it is it's going to help us be able to coordinate our efforts so that we can all, as a body, unify and work together for the ministry that God has called us to in this place. And I'm very excited for that. And so Jesse, why don't you give us some instruction? I know we're a few minutes early, but we can give you guys the sneak peek of going in and heading in there to get rolling. So why don't you give us the info?
Sure. So all of our ministry team leads are going to be in the ref room. I don't know if you maybe saw it coming in, but all the tables are kind of lined up long ways. And then we have a little bit of signage for each team, a little bit of a description, and then we're going to have the leads for those teams all sitting at the table. And this is just to talk, to get information. Like Josh said, and this is important, guys, is that there's so many different ways. If you're not the most social, there's behind-the-scenes things that can be very helpful to us. If you're very social, there's upfront things, like greeting. I know Rodney needs help just with, as Rodney does, cooks a lot of food for this body, and he needs help. And so if you're not the most social, but you don't mind helping to cook, you can see Rodney. So we'll have about 9 or 10. We do have 1 or 2 teams that is fully staffed, so they won't be there, but we'll be lined up, and it's just a simple kind of conversation. If you have questions, did you have a question? Yeah. Yes. 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 Yeah, so the team lead will be kind of talking through that today, but also that feature, some of this isn't quite built out just yet because we have to get the volunteer kind of side of things moving to see how it's functioning. But to answer your question, yes. So like the safety team, there's 1 or 2 people that are usually required to be here at like 8:30, and so it'll notify probably 2 days before. Hey, don't forget Sunday. You need to be here at 8:30 for the safety team. Is that what you're asking, or? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so we can actually, the app allows for a 12-week advance. And so the hope is that once we have sufficient volunteering, your team lead will have you scheduled out 12 weeks at a time. And so that way, like Chris has been using, good. Yes, block out days. Good question. Or good insight. So like Chris has been working through this with the music team currently. He was kind of our pilot on that. So, Chris can go in up to 12 weeks from now and schedule every person out. And so what it does is just sends you an invite. Hey, can you sign up on February 8th? and it sends you the invite, and you can either accept or decline. And then it'll put that within your calendar as soon as you accept. But as Chris said, there's also blockout features. So you can go in, if you're on a ministry team, and you just know I won't be there 4 weeks from now on a Sunday, you can go in and you can block that out. And so when they go to schedule, it actually shows like a little red button, and it doesn't allow them to invite you because you've notified that you can't be a part of that. But anything that you are a part of, it is all listed out on that app for what times and what dates. Yes. 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 Yeah, the events will be separated. So what we're doing with the ministry teams is this is primarily what do we need as a body to operate on Sundays, right? Whether that's greeters, so if it's event focused, that'll be under the events and that'll still send reminders. But this is what we're looking for on a week-to-week, Sunday-to-Sunday basis. And like Tiffany said, so each ministry team has their own kind of system of scheduling. You know, it might be I'm the first Sunday of every month. You know, this team is the second Sunday. But when we get to like nursery or the 5 to 8 year olds, we're going to be trying to go on like a once every 8 weeks or once every 16 weeks or what have you. Yeah. Tom? Yes. Yeah, so as Josh hit on this, so we have 179 members, 132 spots that need filled. 64 of them are currently filled, so half, but that's by about 48 volunteers. So currently as it sits, we have 48 people who are faithfully serving on Sunday mornings for any feature at all out of 179. And so the hope and the aim, and Matt and I had talked about this, the hope and the aim is to share the load so that we can all be functioning and being fed on Sunday mornings. So, you know, I'll just call her out, Miss Sadie over there in the nursery. She's in the nursery almost every Sunday. Just almost every Sunday. She's willing to, she serves, but that's not fair to her. And so we are looking to, you know, I know Rodney's always, I feel like every time I need Rodney, I just go down and look for him in the kitchen because he's always doing something. There he is. Yeah. Correct. Well, that's what I'm saying. So we have 64 positions filled by 48 people. So that's, you know, we have some people on 5 different ministry teams while others are at 0. And so you have, as a deacon, what I see often is I see people start to burn out because they're doing a lot. And so this is just a way that you can have a schedule, you can get plugged in, use your gifts to help serve. So that's all I've really got.
Yeah, and I will also say this really is a love your neighbor kind of thing, right? You know, we're called to love and to serve one another, and it is. You know, there's definitely, we're so thankful that there are those of you who are just, you know, jumping in and just, you know, rolling your sleeves up and just saying, whatever needs done, I will be there whenever, however, and I'm going to keep rolling. And we so appreciate that. And I think it's just it's an amazing thing. I think for all of us, what we've, as we're kind of working through this process, it kind of has become more clear, you know, just how few people are kind of doing a lot of the load, and and a lot of this just comes down to we just got to love our neighbor well, and we've got to all pull together as a family. And I know here's the cool thing is like we've been talking about this, like, you know, I know that you will. You know, I know that this church will. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things. I love this church family, and it's just so cool to see, you know, like when we put things out of like, you know, hey, this is what's needed. It's amazing to me how many times, like, you know, people just jump in and make it happen. And so now that all of this stuff is known, we're just asking everybody to jump in, to pitch in, and however you can. And I know different people have different schedules that are going on and are at different points in life. And I would just say, listen, everybody can do something, right? And we can all jump in and help. So I'm going to pray for us, just kind of close us out here, and then you can head on over to the ref room and talk to some of the different people, and then you can also sign up over there for one of the ministry teams. So let's close in prayer. God, we are so thankful for all that you have done for us. You are such a great God. You're so good to us. You're so faithful to us. And God, just even bringing us all together here as a church family, it is just such a great blessing. And God, I pray that you would use all of these tools, and that's just what they are. They're just tools in order to do ministry. And Lord, I just pray that you would work through each person that is part of this church, that they would be equipped for the work of the ministry, and that, God, there would be so many good works that would flow out of our people and out of our church. And God, we pray that you would increase this and grow this, and this that we could be, that Sovereign Grace Chapel in this moment, in this time, in this place could be a burning and shining light for you. God, we love you. We thank you for everything. And it's in